anyone got anything exciting to talk about?
I do.
No.
Yeah,
Stop.
I remember you
Get rid of
saying that you had a story that you wanted to talk about on the podcast because you can't just tell stories to your friends. You got to monetize it and blah,
No, we
blah,
have to
blah.
monetize.
I had to
legally
save
have to.
the story.
Only grow as friends on this podcast.
Okay.
Well, I wouldn't even say
Okay,
that
tell us the
happens.
story.
Tell us the story.
I'm gonna alter a few of the not the main story, but just the locales. All right, so
Okay.
nothing can
Okay.
be traced, and I will be safe in
Oh,
asylum.
God.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Not that you could trace in the first place, but
What did you do now?
Okay, so basically, fuck Airbnb. I'm just gonna start off.
I didn't know where you were going with error there. I thought I was gonna have to leave.
All right. So me and some of my buddies wanted to go on a little trip, right? And I booked us an Airbnb. It was like $800, right?
Okay.
And it was for a few nights. We were just like, going and hanging out or whatever. And booked this Airbnb, right? We take a trip there, and the guy's like telling me all the information, and basically I have to download this other app called Latch or something that unlocks the door. I don't know if you guys have heard of that.
No.
So anyway, yeah, takes a little while to get this app, and he didn't send me all the information. Whatever. I finally got it. Got there, and I opened the door, and the place is trashed, right?
nice.
So
Trash. Like somebody
Hell
actually
yeah.
like fucked with the.
not like trash, but like
Just wasn't clean.
Like they
it was
didn't
not
clean it from the
clean. There
last
was towels in the bathroom on the floor. Trash wasn't taken out. There was a lot of trash that was like spilling over, and food and shit in
Ew.
the fridge, and none of the beds were made, and the couch was, someone was had been sleeping there.
Yeah.
That's gross.
Yeah, and like lights were on and shit, and it looked like I had walked in on like someone's like actual apartment or something.
You just walked in someone's house.
Literally, I honestly was like, "Hello, hey, is anyone home?" I didn't want to like die.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was like trying to figure out the best way to go about it, and I looked on the Airbnb app to figure out what to do, and I was like, the best thing to do is get in contact with the property owner. So I called the guy, and I was like, hey man, the apartment's not cleaned or whatever, and he was like, oh shit, I'll be there in 5 minutes, and I'll put you guys in a new apartment. And I was like, cool, that sounds fine. I really don't care. Like we had somewhere to be, and I wasn't really gonna be, a bitch about it. So we waited outside for 40 fucking minutes. Yeah,
Very
didn't hear anything from the guy. And I was like, well, I mean, we don't really have time to be doing this, so I'm just gonna go to a hotel. And I was gonna like just figure it out as I left what to do on Airbnb. So I sent in like a support thing, and it said he had an hour to reply. So I just put my phone away and didn't think about it the rest of the night. Well, I woke up in the morning and I immediately called him. And the first thing that the lady was said was like, did you get pictures? And I was like, oh, fuck. No, I didn't get any pictures of the place. And
Oh no.
yeah, so she was like, well, it's pretty much up to the property owner if he wants to refund you your $800 or not.
What the
because you didn't get pictures. Does that make any sense? Like I would understand.
Not really.
I would understand if I was a new customer, but I've been a customer with them since like 2017, and I've spent like a couple grand on this app.
Mhm.
Booked a lot of places with them, and I have a 5-star review because I don't leave a mess, or I take care of the places that I stay.
Yeah.
So I was pretty fucking mad about that they wouldn't take my word for it, and I like because I didn't take pictures. I just didn't think to take pictures. That wasn't my first thought.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, obviously, why would this stranger ever give me my $800 back? You know what I mean?
Yeah, he literally doesn't need to.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't lose anything from not doing
Right.
it.
Like, what the fuck? Why would he give it back? So,
Can't you
I was
leave
like-
him a shit review?
well, yeah, you could, but I mean, it wouldn't change the fact that he still has my $800.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
review is not worth $800.
No.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, what if I just go back and get pictures? And the lady was like, well, I mean, I guess if you can do that, then we can do it immediately. And I was like, okay. Well, I was hoping that he hadn't changed the app login and stuff, for the lock, because I still had the lock app downloaded. So we drove back over there, And we go in. The place hasn't been cleaned. And the guy, like, Airbnb was messaging me and saying that the guy wasn't answering their phone calls. So he's not answering them. He hasn't messaged me or told me.
Die?
Yeah, like the owner. He hasn't told me anything. So, and he's not answering Airbnb.
He fled the country with your $800.
So what I did was I was like, dude, fuck this guy, right? And all my friends are like, yeah, fuck this guy. So I got
Here we go.
So I got pictures of everything, like all the rooms, and I sent it to Airbnb. I got my money back. I pissed on this man's cloth couch.
Dude.
Oh my god.
I covered it with a pillow. We stole the beer out of the fridge, and I got my $800 back. And I fucking deleted Airbnb. Fuck you, Airbnb. You've lost a customer. Go fuck yourself. And fuck that guy. Enjoy your piss-stained cloth couch, you fucking bitch.
That ended so much worse than I thought it was going to at the start of this story. Yeah, Airbnb is
deserved.
It's a risky thing. We luckily, like, my one friend takes pictures of like everything whenever we go somewhere, whether it's like a hotel room or whatever. But we got to a cottage that we booked through Airbnb, and she took pictures when we got there and when we left. And it was like fat bug season at this cottage. So there was like literally millions upon millions of flies like outside the door. I think they're called lake flies. I forget what they're called. But like at nighttime, they would all gather at like the glass like windows and shit and glass sliding doors because they would see like light from like the bedroom or something because we try to turn as many lights off as we can, but like we need to see.
It's like a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, fucking literally. So like we'd go in and out, like coming back from the fire or something, or just like going in to grab a drink or like pee or something, and a few flies would get in. And that over like 5-day span covered the ceiling in flies.
Oh my God.
We couldn't do anything about it. Like we literally could not do anything about it. And she told us not to worry about it. So we're like, okay, whatever. And then all that was like the only bad thing we did. And then we moved her couch because it made no sense. The TV was in like the corner and all the couches were in the corner. And it was like this massive living room. So we moved everything to the center, forgot to move it back. But she filed a claim through Airbnb saying that we did $4,000 worth of damage and that the entire house needs to be repainted inside and out.
Oh my
and
God.
that we lit stuff on fire. She told them that we like broke her toilets. Like she told Airbnb that we like trashed this place.
And you
she
had all
told
pictures
Airbnb
of it though, right?
that we trashed this place. Yeah, well, our one friend went along that had the pictures and was just like, let's just see what she says. Like let's just see if she like owns up to it and was like, yeah, okay, it's fine. So she disputed it without pictures originally. And the lady was sticking to her guns and was like, I'm calling a lawyer and shit. And then Airbnb had to like get involved and be like, okay, like, do you have pictures? We just sent them all. Airbnb did their like little estimate thing and was like, yeah, we would say like $50 for paint on the ceiling because of how many dead flies there were. And that's it. So she didn't end up paying the $50 either. She just deleted her account and nothing has happened since. But the lady tried to charge fat. And if she didn't take pictures, then we could have absolutely been fucked and had to pay money. But yeah, Airbnb is it's a risky app.
But it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. They can go fuck themselves, dude. That's
no, and there's like
so shitty.
The problem is they can just also decide to like cancel your reservation. Like Danielle and one of her friends were going to Toronto for a concert. It's like a 4-hour drive, and they had it booked for like weeks. And as soon as they got to Toronto, they went to go like text the dude to be like, hey, we're here. Like, you know, can you unlock the door? He's like, oh yeah, I'm canceling your reservation. So they just drove there, had all their shit, and just could not stay at the place they've had booked for weeks.
That's
so I had to go
fucked.
get
Very
like
cool.
a hotel, like triple the money. Yeah, it's just like, I just don't like using Airbnb as much as possible. I am not a fan.
Yeah, I'm not using it ever again after that. Like the fact that they're not going to take my word for it when I would understand if I was a new customer, like I said.
Brand new, like one time, but
Right.
if you've stayed multiple times.
Yeah, and I've never had like a bad review, so.
Yeah.
I've never used Airbnb.
I have once, and it was shit then too. The one time I stayed in Airbnb, the AC broke in the entire place, and it was in the dead of summer, so it was like 100 degrees outside every day, and the owner just brought over some floor fans and was like, "Good luck for the weekend," or whatever. And so I slept because I can't sleep when it's hot, so I slept like 4 hours the entire weekend and it felt like dog shit.
Just stay in a hotel.
Yeah,
Stay
I
in
don't
good
mind
hotel.
hotels.
Easy
If you're
peasy.
with a bunch of people, though,
I love hotels.
having a bunch of people kind of sucks. Having a hotel because you just
Bro, what do you mean? Just rent out rooms next to each other.
yeah, but it's
Most
cool. But
hotels have doors
like
that open.
everybody's spending a lot more money when you could just all pitch in for one.
Isn't Verbo a competitor?
Yeah, I was actually gonna ask, like, what do you do other
Verbo?
than Airbnb? Is there another
Verbo is. I keep seeing ads
just hotel.
for Verbo.
Verbo?
They probably heard you yelling "fuck Airbnb" in your car or something,
Yeah.
and started showing you ads.
Well, I had been seeing them for a couple of months now, and honestly, I'd be down to try them out. But I don't know, dude. I would. That makes me just want to stay in a hotel now.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably seeing those ads because of your Airbnb experience. I found out this the other day. I was reading. I don't know if it was on Reddit or something, but there was like a guy who actually used to work in. I don't know if he used to or if he still works in like what's the term? I'm trying to think of the term. Like when you like tracking, like people like personal ads
Like
and
a
stuff.
travel agent.
No. Like
like-
you know how you get ads. Like have you ever
just
Have you ever
personalized
gone
ads.
somewhere like a grocery store and you saw this really obscure item and then you go home and you have that ad for that obscure item?
Yeah, I mean, kind of. Not that exact thing, but
Like,
yeah.
you ever feel like you're getting tracked by humans? You are, yeah. They're like 100%. And it's
Yeah, no
wild
shit.
because like if you come in contact, so like if you come in contact near your like parents' phone and you guys are on the same Wi-Fi or something, it will almost like pick up all the information from your parents' phone and start suggesting that shit to you. It's like if your mom's searching for like a certain type of thing and then you go like around her, you can start getting those ads on your phone,
Yeah.
which is wild.
That's just IP based usually. Like stuff like that is usually IP
Yeah,
based.
it's just crazy to think because
yeah,
I remember
that's-
a while back
Okay,
when I
That explains why my family was complaining about all the incest porn ads.
I don't think they make ads for incest porn.
Well, you ain't from where I'm from, boy.
You're not going on the right website.
You ain't from around these parts, are you?
I don't even know if they need ads there for incest. I think that's just the meta.
They spend
that's the
about
wave.
$5. You'll see them every once in a while.
It's so weird that like a stepbro stepsister it just blew up and then now it's just like a thing. Now it's just always
Yeah, y'all are finally seeing how the South has it made.
Finally, some
Y'all starting-
representation.
Yeah, y'all starting to understand now.
Go.
Get educated.
anyways.
But I get what you're saying, McNasty. But I had been seeing those ads like months ago before I had booked an Airbnb.
okay.
Like before I had booked this Airbnb.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about Airbnb. I don't fuck with it. I've just ever since Danielle had that issue and they've tried to charge my friend, I've just always done hotels. They're more expensive, but like you're never gonna get to a hotel and they're gonna be like, yeah, we actually canceled your reservation. Like you're just you're not gonna have that.
Yeah, and if they tell you to get a new room, they're gonna give you a new room.
Yeah, they're gonna give you something. They're not just gonna be like, yeah, sorry, bye.
Yeah, when I went to Vegas, my sister and dad's room like wasn't ready when they got there, so they just literally gave them like the next room over.
Yep.
Like
Yeah,
Airbnb's not
literally.
gonna be like, oh yeah, I have this other house that I own that you can just stay in.
No.
Or you just come bunk in my house, fuck it.
Well, see,
Nobody's gonna do that.
it's not Airbnb really. It's pretty much. It seemed like all the power was in the property owners.
Yeah, definitely.
And I mean, I can kind of see why that would be. It would be a good idea on paper, but then you have those
Yeah.
few instances where it's like, okay, well, they're lying to me and they're actively not doing anything to help. So
Yeah. I mean, it kind of almost is like Uber. Like you have an app that provides you this service to where you can become a contract, like your own person, like your own boss. But you have the power of like saying no to people and control. Like if you get an Uber and the AC is broken and it smells like shit and there's trash all over the floor, like that's not Uber's fault. That's the person driving's fault, you know?
Yeah.